Hi everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I just wanted to talk about slow belly dance versus faster belly dance. Some people I think are under the impression that if you're doing like really slowed down movement, that it's not classed as belly dance and you're just standing there doing whatever in their eyes. Okay, I'm just going to correct everyone on that. If we're doing very controlled, slow movement from the womb and the hips, this is actually considered a very high, skillful belly dance because actually a lot of dancers cannot slow their moves down. A lot of them can't flutter. Okay, the amount of people I've spoke to and they say, "Oh, how on earth do you do that? I've been dancing 10 years and I teach and I perform and I can't even belly flutter." Okay, some people find it that it's going to take longer than others. Some can probably learn it in a year, some might take 2 years. Um, I think in my personal experience, it all boils down to you need to be consistent with your training. It's no good training one day a week and expecting them muscles to then just magically split themselves for you in the tummy area and you're going to be able to contract and isolate and do all the rest of it. It won't work. Okay, I found that I had to consistently every day be training those tummy muscles. So I would do morning and evenings. Sometimes midday in between doing other things. You need to lay on the floor, you need to do different ab workouts, vacuums, everything you can to really build that muscle. Okay, obviously coin rolling as well. Very rare trick. You don't see a lot of dancers doing it these days because the teachers are not they're just not teaching things like that anymore. They don't teach seals a lot. They don't teach very much of the womb area, isolation, muscle control. So I've obviously dedicated that into my practices to be able to teach people that really want to do that. Because it's a very talented, skillful thing, and I feel very, very proud to be able to say that I can teach it and I perform it. So if you would like to be taught, please just come forward and ask. So I cover all the fluttering, belly rolling, all your isolations. I teach you how to find the muscles in the first place and then how to contract, what exercises to do. So we cover all of that. Okay, but yeah, it is going to be very consistent, hard training. It doesn't come overnight. Going back to the slower movements in belly dance, there is absolutely nothing wrong with slowing your moves down. In the long run, it is actually going to help you. Because when we're learning, we need to be able to not only find the muscles in the tummy and every all the other muscles as well, but we need to be able to connect with our inner body, with our mind, with our soul. Everything comes into it. You even have to be able to um, connect with the belly dance music because that is a big thing you're going to have to learn to do to be able to then, because once you're connecting with that music, obviously it's a lot easier to flow and it will start to go slow. And then obviously you can change the music and change the pace. And then you can go up to doing different styles of music, which are faster. Then you can go on to your drum solos and things like that. But when my students come to me, I always say, start off with traditional Rakshaki music. There's lots of CDs you can pick up as well still that have got all the original artists on. You might even be able to find a lot of them on Spotify as well. And then you can just practice in your own time and just get used to that music and everything. But yeah, there is absolutely nothing wrong. I've seen quite a few people online and they say, "Oh, that's not belly dance. You're not doing anything. You're not moving." You are moving, but they don't know this because if you don't know the technical side of belly dance and you haven't trained, you're not going to know anything about the womb, the hips, even things like your internal massage. So every time we do a flutter or a belly roll or something like that, we're actually giving our tummies a internal organ massage. So think how much goodness that is doing for the insides of your body. It's absolutely fantastic. It's as good as going to the gym. Um, so yeah, please don't forget that. And if you do see a dancer doing slower movements, it's not because they're crap at what they're doing. in actual fact, they're probably better than a lot of other dancers that are doing really fast moves and using props and stage stuff, to sort of make their show look really good, because they might not be able to do that other artistic stuff. So this is what I'm saying: if you can learn all the artistic stuff and really slow everything down, and try and connect with your inner self, you can then use that in your performances. Or if you're not a performer and you're just doing it for yourself, you will be so proud of yourself when you look back and see how far you've come. But it does take a lot of patience and a lot of practice. So yes, daily routines, you need to set yourself a routine. um, I remember when I first started, I didn't so much show off online. I was dedicating days at a time to training, which I still do. I'm doing more training today than actually putting content out. So that's what I'm saying. You have to dedicate time. Time is going to be your key to getting where you want to go with it. And explore, go outside, dance outside as much as you can through the summer. It's the best thing ever. Um, and then that way you can also slow it down. And also, you're getting, if you want to go into shows and stuff, you can obviously get used to dancing out in public, because people will walk past, they're going to be watching you. And it never bothered me, to be honest. I just went out and done it. But yeah, I remember when I first started, people would come past and they'd sit there and watch on the rocks, or they'd get their phone out and start filming, which they sometimes still do now when I go down to local beaches and stuff. But if you can do that, it is such a lovely feeling, um, because then you've got that confidence, you've got that self-esteem, you've got everything going on, because you have trained your body mentally to do that. Okay. So they're the best tips I can give people. But yeah, definitely slow it right down, because if you rush, you're missing out on so much beauty of the dance when you're rushing it. um I remember my teacher, when I went and learned, she said to us in the class at dance school, she said, belly dancers are never in a rush. Don't rush it. There's no point, because you're not going to pick up the moves. And that always stuck with me. And then I just literally slowed everything right down week after week after week. And I just enjoy it so much. I mean, there's nothing better really than dancing, like mesmerizing people and doing snake movements. And and when you watch them reels back at yourself as well, and you're seeing all your muscles moving in your neck, in your back, and you're like, have I just done that? That is amazing. And that's what you should feel. If you can't watch your videos back and you're not feeling that, there's something missing. And that's how you can tell. um and just keep practicing, keep going with it. And then when you do finally get to that moment, and you sit there and watch a bunch of your reels, and you're thinking, my God, that is amazing. I can't believe I've just done that. That is when you know that you've become that inner goddess, the feminine divine, the person who is in love with themselves, their body, and the art of belly dance.